It's a big cat party! Hi everybody and welcome to Cats and Pats. You know on this channel we like cats, like all sorts of cats. And cats come in like all shapes and sizes and stuff, and like, you know, they have big cats, and like Jaguars and Pumas are big cats, and that's what we call in the YouTube business a segue. So Sarah told me about the story she read on Reddit the other day, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought you'd like to hear about it too. So, actually, before we get into that, do you know something that blew my mind? Did you know that a mountain lion and a cougar are the exact same thing? And they're also classified as pumas, and so they're sometimes called pumas just outright. And they're also somewhat mistakenly called panthers, which panthers aren't really like a single thing either. Both jaguars and leopards are actually panthers as well. Too many names of like families and genus and species and things are all intermixed. So yeah, what was I talking about? Right, Sarah telling me about Reddit news stories. And I promise this will relate to your kitties at home. So, one of the big kitties we just mentioned, pumas, or cougars, or whatever, have long been characterized as like solitary hunters and feeders. But according to a new research study published in Science Advances like a week or so ago, that may not be the case. By the way, Science Advances is the name of the journal itself. One of the lead authors on the paper said they have unveiled a secretive animal with a complex social system completely built on reciprocity. In their study, quote, flies in the face of everything we ever thought about this animal. Kind of intense. So this group had a ton of cameras set up across 900 miles of terrain. And these researchers, who are like full-time puma researchers, were actually trying to study some other things, learn more about food habits. And then on one of their cameras, they came across this video of this like adult female cougar coming up to this other adult female cougar who had already just killed an elk. And there looked like there was some tension there. They were like, you know, hissing and kind of rearing up and doing kind of like the defensive, like angry poses. But then after like a few minutes, the original cougar that had like taken down the elk and like was eating it was just like, okay, it's cool, come on over. And it wasn't like that cougar like backed down or was scared and like ran away. The two of them ate together and then hung out for the next day and a half. The researchers later on went back and confirmed that they weren't like related in any way as well. So this group captured their first cougar friendship ever. And these people, who are the experts, were like, wow, I guess we didn't know nearly as much as we thought we knew about these animals. And I'll link the study below along with like another article that talks about the study that might be a little bit easier to digest. But they go in depth about seeing like more appearances of this behavior, as well as they are trying to map out like who was visiting who, like how often they were visiting each other. And this is interesting to think, like, how does this affect how we think about like the domestic house cat? If you Google like feeding your cat or how to feed your cat or something, the top few results that pop up are all starting with like the same sort of lines. Something like cats are solitary predators, and among all the species of the Felidae or feline family, only lions like live and eat together or have some sort of social structure. Well, it was just discovered that's incorrect. So really, what else is? And obviously the domestic cat is a little bit different. We can observe it more, and I'm sure you've had cats that eat together before. And that's not to mention that we see like feral cat colonies form, and they have their own like complex social interactions. But that may be kind of its own thing and something further to explore, because some people argue that those hold up more when there's an abundance of food. But it's interesting to see how we might not know nearly as much as we thought we knew about like little kitties or like big kitties. Oh, and with all this being said, keep an eye on your own kitties. Some may truly 100% like to eat by themselves. Also, when a cat is stressed or sick or something, they may have less tolerance for other cats and want to eat by themselves then, even though they eat with other kitties normally. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And do your kitties like to eat apart or together? Let me know down below. And while you're here, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.